Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, we've had a look at the 60 TP, we've had a look at the 50 TP, and now it's time to look at the 53 TP. I probably won't do a review on the tier 7 and the tier 6 because, quite frankly, they're not really that special. However, the 53 TP, in my opinion, at the moment, is one of the best tanks in the game. How insane is this tank, the 53 TP? Now, I'm going to compare it to the 112-2 and, of course, the 112 Glacial, because it actually looks kind of like the 112. It's better, but much better. Now, of course, it is a DPM is lower than those tanks at 1,968. Not too much, just less than 100, so not too much in it at all. However, the penetration is better. The alpha is better at 420. Rate of fire 4.69, and that gives it a 12.8 second reload. Again, we know it's a 122 caliber gun. The shell velocity is 950, better than those. Aim time much better than those tanks at 1.72. And dispersion, of course, again, is better at 0.362. It also has 8 degrees of gun depression, where the others have only 6 degrees. So very good. Speed is slower than the 112-2, but a bit quicker than, quite a bit quicker than the Glacial. And so 40 kilometers an hour is actually pretty quick for a tank, a heavy tank. Armor profile. Now, the armor profile, what a tank this is. The turret is insane. 220 millimeters of turret armor and 140 millimeters of hull armor. Now, if you want to slant, like aiming down, your armor is weak. If someone's looking down on you, then your front plate armor is really weak. But if you get on a ridge line, use your 8 degrees of gun depression, you will bounce almost everything that comes your way. Now, we've already seen a few high damage games. I mean, this game here, number 1, 6,400, we're actually going to show you that game, but we're just going to quickly show you one of my own replays of the tank. So I've actually been playing this tank in ratings, and currently it is a very popular tank in ratings, and I've actually been doing very well. I've been winning a lot of games and performing not so bad. Now, where I say this, the DPM on this is slightly lower than the others. I mean, it's not even 100 DPM less, but don't forget that this tank has the tungsten shells, where you do more alpha per shot. Now, again, like the others, you will be able to use to shoot twice if you use the tungsten shell. So make sure, as I've said with the other tanks, that you have a shot. Make sure you have a clear shot before you press that tungsten button, because it will help. Now, with the 420 alpha as well, I have noticed that you get a lot of high rolls in this tank. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, you could do up to 525 on a max roll, but most of my shots, you're looking at around 440 to 460. Now, this stupid VK168, I thought this was literally just going to be, oh great, he's blocking me, which he does, but finally he gets off. So I've got a clear shot here on the VK 5100, so we do take the shot, and again we get a nice roll. So that's 2 shots, and we've almost at 1,000 damage. Now, we've got 10 seconds left on the tungsten shell, so we want to push forward. You don't want to, if you can't get the shot off, then don't take it. Don't risk your hit points just to take that shot off. But again, I was able to get a nice shot into that VK, sorry, the AMX 5100. So just the high rolls, it's just insane. Again, look, I mean, 4, 5, 6. And this is almost every single shot. I don't quite know, I haven't really looked, but I don't even think I've hit sub 400 in this roll, apart from obviously when you take the kill like here. Everything I've been hitting is literally 420 to 480 to sometimes even higher than that. Absolutely crazy how many high rolls you get in this tank. Now, I do sit there and think, is it going to get nerfed? Because this is such a strong tank, one of the strongest tech tree tanks out there at the moment. 100% best tank in the line, better than the 60 TP, better than the 50 TP, even better than the prototype. Like, I just think this is, at the moment, is one of the best tanks in the game, and that's why I sit there and think like, oh hey, I just hit sub 400, 353 I rolled there, so I'll take that back. But yeah, I sit there and think, like, will they nerf this thing, and how long would it take to nerf this thing? Definitely won't be, I don't think it will be next update if they do nerf it at all. But then I sit there and think, look at the Emil 1. The Emil 1 is kind of the same, very, very strong in a hold down position, and that hasn't been nerfed. So whether Wargaming nerf it or not, I don't know, and how they will nerf it, I really don't know. But yeah, currently at the moment, I mean, look at that, 524, and that was just like insane. And you get that regularly. This game here, I shoot 9 times and I do 1 roll that was below 400. So it is such a strong tank, and I would definitely recommend, if you haven't grinded this line yet, or if you haven't started grinding this line, go grind the line, because it is an amazing tank. Using the 8 degrees of gun depression on a ridge line, you're just going to bounce everything. You're going to bounce almost everything that comes your way. So definitely go grind the line before it is nerfed, because personally I do think it will get nerfed eventually. When, I don't know. Whether it will be next update or the update after, I don't think it will be next update, because these new lines, Wargaming like people to grind them, and they want to give people a reason to grind these lines. And when they are kind of overpowered like this tank is, people are going to want to grind the line very, very quickly. And then as soon as everyone's grinded the line, Wargaming will probably nerf the tank as well. So we're just going to watch this battle and see. I mean, this is a brilliant battle, absolutely brilliant. Him and the Waffle on his team play superbly. So he's pushing to the left side here. Now, the problem with this side, if you're not careful, you could be shot from multiple directions. In the front there, to the left, and of course to the right, depending on what your team are doing, if they are supporting you or not. So even though this can be a good position, because you also have them shots on, you can clear a lot of the map from this sort of angle, but you still need to be very careful that that you don't get isolated here as well, because if you haven't got the backup, a tank could push to the left side. There's 2 entry points, and if the enemy push, you're kind of in trouble. But if you look at the minimap, his team are sort of all behind him, so he shouldn't have any problem. So he does actually use the tungsten shell there on the glacial. As I've said, always make sure that you have a clear shot. Of course, sometimes you will bounce. Of course, it happens, it's RNG, depending on what tank you're coming up against, but as long as you get out 1 shot during that tungsten shell, then you are increasing your DPM just a little bit. It might not be a lot, but it might be a little, just that little bit. And of course, even if you get 1 shot off every use of the tungsten shell, then you already have more DPM than the 112 and the glacial, and probably a lot of the other 122 caliber guns. So yeah, just if you can get in a hold down position, then yeah, you'll perform really, really well. But on a straight, then yeah, if people are sort of looking down on you, then they're just going to penetrate you easily. So make sure you use that gun depression to your advantage. 8 degrees of gun depression is a very good amount for a tier 8 heavy tank, and I just love this tank. People were talking to me about the tank. I think I see Fizzy wrote something about the tank. I spoke to Buttman yesterday about the tank, because I hadn't played it. I was just going off by what people were saying. So I went and played it a few days ago now, by the time this video is released, and I was just like, wow, they wasn't lying. What an amazing tank this is. And I do like to see overpowered tanks in a tech tree rather than premiums, because at least everyone has the opportunity to go play the tank. They're definitely not going to nerf it. I mean, we've only just had the update, so you've still got a month left to grind the line, and it's not going to take too long, to be honest, to do the tier 6 and the tier 7. So it gives everyone the same advantage and the same opportunity to go and play an overpowered tank, because that's, in my eyes, that is what it is. It is definitely an overpowered tank. Whether it stays that way, I don't know. I don't know if Wargaming will keep it or not. But 504, nice use of the tungsten shell there from our guy. And before you know it, I mean, this was a 2 versus 6, I think it was, and now it's a 2 versus 4. This 53 TP is not looking, so he is able to take him out for his 4 kills, and he's on now 4.2k damage. Now they do have the cap advantage, so they are dramatically winning on supremacy points. So as long as they stay alive, then this should not be a problem. But of course, he is going to go for the Vickers cruiser. Great tank to get rid of. It's quick, it's got the HE that can do damage, and of course he is going to get shot from the RHM Borzik there, but he's now a one shot. But again, all they've got to do is wait. As if they wait and the enemy start pushing, at least there's I mean, there's 2 big guns really trying to aim it, and I don't think the Borzik is going to be stupid enough to start pushing, but they need to do something. Now that was a bit of a low roll there, but it doesn't matter. I don't think he would have cleared him anyway, and even that shot does bring him down to a 1 shot, so that's quite important. If he would have missed completely, he would have probably been a 2 shot, so even if he'd just done the splash damage, that's not too bad, because that Borzik is now a 1 shot. So here comes the 50 TP prototype. Now again, he's 525 high roll, and he is going to clear the waffle, but 870 supremacy points at the minute. All he needs to do is run away at this point. Now I'm not sure what the Borzik is doing. If those guys just went and sat on A, which is right there, then they could easily win this. But now all he's got to do is wait around this corner, and he is going to cap B. Now it's very unfortunate, very unfortunate, this game, because he's actually on 5 kills. He could get a Razani medal. I think he really wants it. You can see he really wants it. Maybe if he wouldn't have capped B, he would have had time to kill both guys, but with the supremacy points going up even quicker now, all he's going to do at this point is just stay alive. So he does want another shot. He does want to get a bit of damage, and he does get the kill and block a final shot from the 50 TP. So very good game. Unfortunately, just didn't have enough time. With that block at the end, he would have actually had enough time to reload and kill the 50 TP, but unfortunately not. Currently, it is the #1 Hall of Fame. I do 100% think in the next couple of weeks that will be beaten, because it is an insane tank. Go grind it now. You will have fun in the tank. So let me know your thoughts on the tank, whether you think it's overpowered or just about right. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy. I'll catch you soon. Bye bye.